on, say, can I? Hi.
So, how's your day going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good.
James, if you had to describe today's market in one word, what would it be and why?
Today's market in one word.
What would it be and why?
Man, I would say slow.
Slow?
Slow.
Why?
Why is it slow? I think there's because we're still in the transition of when it was going 1,000 miles an hour, and people were having to just jump on deals right away. Um, Now that there's not enough buyers because rates changing, sellers are still trying to price their houses a little higher than what it may be.
True. Who doesn't want more money?
Well, exactly. And the only problem is you only can sell for what somebody's willing to pay for it.
True.
Right. And so with buyers being very picky because of the higher interest rate, their payment's going to be higher. So they want to make sure that they're truly getting the best value for their money. And so the combination of those two has really kind of slowed down the market. You know, we're seeing houses sit a little bit longer than we're used to. They used to fly off the shelves in 2 days. Now it's 3 months where you may be able to sell it. And so a little bit of
Slow.
transition. It's slow.
Good answer.
Yeah.
You know what mine was?
But
Spicy.
it's spicy.
Some like it hot, some can take it, and some can't.
It's okay. Yeah.
Next question. What's the biggest mistake buyers or sellers are making right now?
Buyers or sellers, or is there
Buyers and sellers.
Buyers and sellers. I think both are still. The mistake is wanting to wait. On the buying side, people are, well, I want to wait for interest rates to lower, and you know we saw what happens with that whenever rates
Yep.
lower, more buyers. You know, we saw what happened there. And sellers, they're wanting to wait because they don't want to sell and then get out of their super low interest rate that they've had when they bought their home. So
Yeah, a lot of times when you're selling, you don't want to go make a lateral move. You want to go up. But it's like, wait, I'm going to pay the same amount for less or equal to? Or more? I'm going to pay more money
possibly
for the same
more,
house?
depending on what they do with whatever equity
Yeah.
they have. But at the end of the day, it's not timing the market; it's time in the market,
Boom.
right? And I mean, same thing with stock market. But yeah, I mean, as a buyer, get in now. You can always refinance later, but at least you're building equity now. Prices are not going to go down, and
And you're not
that
facing the competition.
unforeseen. I mean, yeah. As a seller, you're still, you know, if you do decide to sell, you are getting equity. Be smart with that equity. Maybe you roll that equity into the new home purchase, and again, you can always refinance whenever the rates go down.
Good advice.
So, yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
You get to ask question 3.
All right.
I don't even know what it
Question
is.
3. All right, Gino. So, if you were buying a house today, what's the first thing you do differently compared to a year ago?
Ooh. I think it kind of plays into the same thing with interest rates. I'd make sure I buy smart. I would realize that if I'm buying something right now, I think anybody, whenever they're buying, should really think hard, and it's hard for a lot of people to figure this out. How long am I going to be here? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? And if it's a short term, think, okay, what has the projected highest return? Like, am I going to get my money back, or am I going to get a little bit more than my money back? Am I going to make any money on this deal? That's what I would make sure. Because anybody who is purchasing right now, or anybody in general, I'm always asking that question. How long do you see yourself here? Is this a starter home? Is this an in-between home? Because if it is, then we need to buy smart so that way this one can buy the next one.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Do I the next one, or
Yeah.
you read the next one? Okay. So the next one says, "What's one thing the media is getting wrong about the real estate market?"
Oh,
man.
I guess it depends what channel you're watching.
I know I hate
I would
I hate
say-
media in general.
I would say
so-
overall, every situation is different. And so whenever you see the media say any news stories, they're doing and creating headlines to create engagement and attention. And it might be a small niche of people. So it's going to say like buyers are not buying or sellers are not selling. And everyone sees a headline and goes, well, they said so. But if you talk to a title company, you talk to the lenders, you talk to like seasoned realtors who are working every single day, people are buying and selling every single day in all price ranges. It just depends on who you are and what market you're in. And so I think the media, and I think that people who see that stuff are just like, well, I guess it's not time to buy. I'll wait.
Right.
When in reality, they don't care. People that work in the news stations, they're not trying to sell houses. They're not trying to educate anybody. They're just trying to get viewers to watch the headlines. That way they go, oh yeah, that's me too. Okay, cool. It's not just me.
And every market is different. I mean, Texas market is different from Nevada market and Florida market. Corpus market is different from Austin, Dallas, Houston. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you see, local news, I mean, local news doesn't really cover too much of that, but, you see the national news and, the housing market's in a crisis and prices are going to plummet and this and that. I'm like, not here.
Yeah, I had a guy earlier I was showing a foreclosure to. He's like, I'm seeing foreclosures everywhere. I'm like, no, they've slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Last question gets to you. What's the wildest or most unexpected thing you've seen happen in a deal lately?
In a deal lately?
Pause, because I burped when I did that.
Okay.
What's the What's the wildest or most unexpected thing you've seen I don't know why I'm talking so fast. Let me say this again. What's the wildest or most unexpected thing you've seen happen in a deal lately?
In a deal lately, I had a client wanting to buy a house, get it under contract, going through the motions, of the deal. When title work comes back, there is we'll call it clouded title. Mm-hmm. So somebody outside of the transaction said they had some sort of stake in the equity and filed a
was
lien.
It like a contractor, a roofer, a relative?
I think so, yeah. So, again, now that this lien needs to be satisfied, the numbers may not work because there may not be enough equity, and so that really kind of puts a halt on everything.
Not only a halt, but for people that don't know, it's like getting to the finish line, and then someone just jumps right in front of you. You're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'm going to move, but you got to pay me. Mm-hmm.